no.
That's a lot of ghost event for a shade.
That is. Look at him go.
That's the biggest ghost event ever, just freaking glitching everywhere.
Welcome back, wanderers and storytellers. I am your host, Bettimus, and today I'll be starting a small series of cover arts specifically for my Little Nightmares inspired story that I call Little Dreamweavers. My goal with these next few pieces is to establish the tone and feelings I want for the story. At least what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to play with a whimsical fantasy and that lurking horror that Little Nightmares get so well. One of my favorite kinds of horror, or my favorite kind of horror, is the unsettling feeling you get from the environment or the story or the undertones of a said story. But I also love fantasy. And more specifically, that whimsical vibe you get from Studio Ghibli movies. Specifically like Howl's Moving Castle. There's also Rise of the Guardians from the DreamWorks. Or I'm taking those contrasting ideas and putting it into this story. For this piece specifically, I'm leaning toward that lurking horror. And as I have promised, the Banshee Mother, or La Llorona, makes a return. Accompanying her are the nightmare moths. Those things eat away at your good dreams until you fall so deep into your nightmares you wake up in it. You might have noticed in the original sketch there was a dragonfly-like creature flying overhead just above the match. But once I started doing the line art, I decided to not include it. I wanted the viewer to focus on the two characters on screen. Everything else is secondary. I don't know how noticeable it is on video, but this cover art, all these pieces I'm going to be doing, these cover art pieces, are going to be really large file sizes, at least what I'm used to working with. And because of that, there was this adjustment period for me. I struggled at first with my line art. It looked too thin, and at times the line width varied too much on one stroke. Eventually I found my footing, but even the program panicked from time to time, enough to where it did crash a few times throughout this drawing. Thank goodness for Control S. I'd have to say the program had its own adjusting period because after this specific piece, it's been fine afterwards, and I have been working on other larger pieces. So, These moths were fun to design and fun to draw, but I was aware that all this line art could potentially crowd the illustration. But I'll deal with it later after the piece is nearly done. I'd imagine there are more nightmare moths with different patterns. It's just for the sake of this piece, this is all I felt I needed. And I start off the coloring part by coloring the background first. I think it helped me figure out the intensity of the color I wanted for this drawing. I'm sorry, did I say coloring? Clearly I meant going back and adding more details because adding the background gradient was an impatient impulse on my part. Alright, I'm also trying to set these drawings up as coloring pages for you guys to download and color for yourselves. But I want to sell them in a bundle, so until all of these pieces are completed, just gotta wait just a little bit longer, I hope. And now I switch over to coloring. Having the drawing at such high resolution gave me space to play with the lace on my character's dress. Played with different complexities, but the more complex the design, the more distracting the lace became. So after all that fiddling around, I stuck with a more simple design. Then, to add some more darkness into the background, I wanted it to look like fire or torn fabric bits. Dotting with them dust particles coming off the moths. Using a tile-like pattern on the moths. Once I felt mostly comfortable with my colors, I moved on to texturing areas, like creating textures to that background. Oh, let's not forget to make that fire feel a little more intense by using some yellow to replace some of the line art. Then go back to fade some of the edges of the Banshee. And we're just about done. There is no escape. I will always be here, waiting. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I think I have one too many large projects at work, and there is so much I want to show you guys. However, one video at a time. And admittedly, I have to come up with a better game plan to do it. These speed paint videos specifically do take a long time because my least favorite part is the writing bit. But it also feels cheating if I don't do a voiceover for you guys. It's worth the effort in the end. Well, anyway, thank you for making it this far. All my social links are in the description. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and comments are always appreciated. It tells YouTube, yo, let's show this video to others, or something like that. And until next time, adventurers, storytellers, and coffee lovers, stay cozy!